Oh, we're out of water, fellas.
It's not really making me like this now. Listen to it now. Subscribe. Subscribe.
I feel like I don't like this part of it. Like, what do you...
That's fine, you gotta keep that, Mike. You gotta keep that.
What do you say, though? Flash Peasants. Flash Peasants is Shaun, Flynn.
And Stephen Crook.
And we're the boys.
The boys. Do you know what, I think with that song, one of the interesting things is the whole the boys thing.
Yeah.
You know, first off, the title was a working title. For you, wasn't it, first of all?
Yeah, I was literally just reading it.
But that inevitably, having heard your bars for the first verse and the working title of The Boys, that completely inspired my second verse. And you had these sort of Spider-Man advert samples going on.
Yeah,
and it just gave it a real comic book feel. And you obviously then made me aware that MF Doom was a big influence. So we've got a host of influences. Flame Griller,
The Prodigy.
Flash Peasants.
Enter Shikari.
Yeah, man. Idols, you know, Fontaine's DC, you know, there's this punk poet thing going on here.
I think you can hear it
like,
in there. Yeah.
It might not be you know, The Boys is kind of classic hip hop, isn't it?
Yeah. The beat, I think the beat is literally like me stabbing at boom bap, like.
Boom.
And then the samples are literally MF Doom inspired, like let's make a comic book inspired track where we are the protagonists. We are the superheroes in this story.
Yeah.
The Flash Peasants. The influences come through on this track, maybe more so than any other track that we've done, I would say. Obviously, in your verse, like you do, shout out specific names, but
yeah.
I think the beat and, like you say, the comic book samples and everything, like it says MF Doom, you know what I mean? It sounds 90s boom bap, like.
And of course you've got The Boys itself is the comic book and
graphic novel,
popular television show.
Yeah, and that's ingrained in the whole thing, isn't it? Because we were watching it and reading it, so natural progression.
Yeah, man.
Natural selection. The Boys, out now.
You created the track in terms of you started cutting that tune together.
Yeah.
You pieced it together, the trumpets and everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was a bit of an experiment for you.
Yeah, on the computer at home, and then.
Yeah, and then you were praying about the production.
Yeah, because
you got too close to the song, and then you threw it over to LP1.
LP1, yeah. LP1 took over on that, and then added the scratching and everything with the samples and made it sound like one more.
It was a bit fuller sonically, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, you gelled it together.
That's what you were worried about, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was worried about that, yeah. But yeah, the bars are just, I guess it's like the comic book thing, superheroes. I mean, not even necessarily just that, I think it's just like it's a broader culture, isn't it? It's like trying to talk about your interests generally.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
I think with those bars, it was quite reminiscent of Bucking the Trend in that it was quite braggadocious.
Yeah, man. It's like
just being a bit more relaxed and not like fretting over the bars and trying to have fun with it and the whole rhyming words and, you know, bit of attitude, bit of punk rock spirit.
You got it, man.
Shaun and I have been huge fans of a West Yorkshire cult hip hop trio, Flame Griller, for a good few years, probably the best part of a decade. And for some reason we just had this
absurd
this idea that we could go and record the vocals with XP, who's one of the 3 MCs in Flame Griller.
But we did it.
And we made it happen, and it was just cool to do that together.
That was like
that's one of the ideas. That's what I'm going back to what I was saying before about motivation. You know, it's just it's not a one-up thing, but it's like, oh, do you think we could do this? Do you want to do this? Yeah,
man.
The Boys.
That was just a wicked experience, man.
It was great to have in the studio. Just buttered me up the exact right way, just telling me I'm coming across professional and all of that. he's a fantastic artist, and it really resonated with Shaun and I, because it's not your typical, what you might call stereotypical version of hip hop. You know, these guys are from West Yorkshire, they're talking about their lives, they're not talking about fake wank, like this glorified
Chains,
pop, hip hop.
cars.
You know what I mean?
They're talking
We're
about
not
cups
about
of tea and
Yeah.
fracking.
Which is just huge for, you know, that's something that inspired us to start Flash Peasants in the first place, so to be recording the vocals with him.
That's it, DubWhy Studios.
DubWhy
Leeds.
Studios in Leeds, yeah. Hit him up.
That was a sick time, man. Rebirth. New characters, I guess. Wearing a new mask.
We're back.
Dad, superhero.
Dad, working full time, trying to do rap.
I think we're doing all right, man. Did we call it rap?
I don't know, but
I
you
feel
can't deny that it is. I know neither of us like the label of a rapper.
The distributors are trying to make us call it rap or R&B.
Yeah, well, it's funny you should mention that actually, because somebody actually slid into my DMs on Instagram and said, don't take this the wrong way, but when you hear that a few of your mates have started rapping, you don't always have high expectations. But then he went on to say that he liked it, and he said it felt like it had an early 90s hip hop vibe, like Mobb Deep or something like that. And he was quite complimentary about it. So what I'm getting at is, I suppose, you know, we're just like any other straight white male rappers.
Do you think it's important to give music away for free?
I believe so.
Sure.
I think it's almost the only way to get people to listen to your music.
I was thinking about this the other day actually. So my brother played in bands his whole life. The first band that he was, or one of the first bands he was playing in, was when he was living here in Corby. And I was about 4 or 5 years old at the time. And he was sort of like playing every single pub in Corby, every venue you could, trying to shop cassette tapes from a recording at Premier Studios.
Shot in them.
Shot, you know, trying to get rid of cassettes. And I was thinking, how many gigs do you have to play to get your music into 100 people's ears?
100 gigs.
You know, it's like, it could be like tons of gigs, couldn't it? Before,
It could be.
you know, how many people are picking up a cassette after the show?
People can be there, but not necessarily here.
Yeah, and you're trying to get gigs further afield. You know, The Boys, since its release, it's had a good few hundred plays. You know, we're humble, we're grateful for that. You know, it's good to know that people are listening to music, but it's the reach. You can't, you know, you can actually quantify it. You've got people from Brazil listening to The Boys. You've got people from the Netherlands, Germany. That's probably Yuck Records though. We've got London. You know, we've got Glasgow, Edinburgh.
It's getting out there, man.
You know, it's going all around Europe. It's a small number of plays, but what I'm getting at is, rewind 20, 30 years ago, there's no way you could get your music into as many ears as you can now with streaming. But obviously, just buy our vinyl when it comes out.
Flash Peasants, The Boys, out now.
Flash Peasants, The Boys, out now.
I like how you did that little stutter. Flash Peasants, The Boys, out now. It's on Spotify, it's on
Spotify.
Apple,
Spotify.
Spotify, Tidal, Apple, Bandcamp.
Spotify. Sorry.
It's available on Bandcamp in conjunction with Yuck Records. Flash Peasants, The Boys, out now.